Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. A 16-year-old boy was caught shoplifting paint thinner. He says it helps him starve off hunger. He ran away from home 2 years ago. Which of the following does not increase the risk of suicide? A. Substance abuse. B. Poor social support. C. Asking about suicidal ideation. D. Conduct disorder. It is C. Asking about suicidal ideation. Teens may not always know how to ask for help when it involves suicide, so asking about suicidal ideation in regards to teenagers may give them the opening that they need without them asking for help. And the same goes for other individuals regardless of age. For example, I may need to ask for help, but I don't know how to. So when a counselor asks me about suicidal ideation, that is my opening to say, yes, I've had suicidal ideation, or I think I can trust this person enough to talk about what's going on. What is a sample? A sample is usually a subset of subjects drawn from a population. The best example of this would involve M&Ms. You have all the colors of the M&Ms mixed together in a big bag, and then you reach your hand inside the bag and pull out a small group of M&Ms. That is a sample from a population, and this can be applied to an M&M factory where there's so many M&Ms, and then you buy a bag, and inside these bags are tinier bags with 5 to 10 M&Ms. That is another example of a sample. Kohlberg's highest level of morality is termed post-conventional morality. Here, the individual, A, must truly contend with psychosexual urges, B, has the so-called good boy, good girl orientation, C, has self-imposed moral and ethics, D, A, and B. The answer is C, has self-imposed morals and ethics. That is the highest level of post-conventional morality. For example, as a kid, I felt like I always needed to follow the rules and do things step by step. As an adult, I still follow those morals because I like doing things by the rules and step by step to help me process things and makes it easier for me to understand. As for ethics, I have learned the ways of counseling ethics and I try to apply them to my daily life, but there is a work and life balance. I am still finding those ethical balances. What is the ethical consideration of fidelity and responsibility of using technology in counseling? Technology needs to promote trust and responsibility rather than any impairment because it is the counselor's job to do a risk assessment regarding technology to ensure that it is secure for the client to keep their information protected with HIPAA laws and confidentiality just in case we get subpoenaed or the court needs it or the client wants it for their own information. It is also our responsibility as the counselor to do our research into websites like Jane, Headway, and Credible, or other websites to ensure that HIPAA is being followed rather than taking somebody else's word for it, so that we have the information to provide to our client. This is what we use. It follows these guidelines. We will ensure that your information is protected while we are using this website. And if anything changes, I will do my research so that you are informed. And as counselors in training, we should make this habit of researching potential sites that we can use for documentation so that we are learning as we are going. And it is a way for us to become responsible, and we can learn new ways of technology and how we can incorporate it into the therapeutic setting and learn how to be responsible with the technology that we are using and learn. Acceptance commitment therapy best addresses which symptom? A. Gender dysphoria. B. Social isolation. C. Lack of motivation. D. Guilt. The answer is D. Guilt. Similar to grief, acceptance and commitment therapy best addresses guilt for individuals who are feeling guilty of X, Y, or Z and helps them through these steps to work through that guilty feeling. A common example of this would be, I am a bad parent. You may be a good parent who did a bad thing, so working through that I am a bad parent mindset through acceptance commitment therapy helps accept the feeling, diffuse the thought, and change the value through actions or thoughts into I am a good parent who is trying their best. If you have more examples, please put them in the comments below. And that is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.